What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me, but I just got home off of an early morning flight, right? First thing through the door, I want to see my family. I love my family. You know, I'm a family man. I'm an advocate for families, right? Second thing, I got to get that hot shower because I got to throw the threads on. The threads make me feel like $1,000,000, but the third thing through my mind and all throughout the trip is that I got to have that Teej pack. Teej makes my life uncomplicated. It's uncomplicated skincare for men. The first way that I started specifically was their level 1 system. It's a daily face wash to get rid of the dirt and grime on your skin. 2 times per week exfoliating scrub to get rid of the dead skin cells. An AM moisturizer with SPF 20 because you should always be protecting your skin from the sun. And a PM moisturizer to help your skin stay hydrated and healthy throughout the night. Here's the thing. My favorite part about Teej Hanley is that every box comes with an instruction card that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. They really making the process of achieving and maintaining amazing skin for men uncomplicated. In addition to amazing skin, members of Teej Hanley get tons of benefits, including at least 20% off the retail price, the ability to customize your box, exclusive monthly deals, you can pause and cancel at any time, and you get free shipping. And because Teej Hanley is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers an amazing deal, right? Just click the first link in the description and you get 30% off your first box, plus a free gift. It's an amazing deal. You got to get started today. You're not out here trying to look like a dusty. And if you travel as much as I do, which I'm sure most people don't, but you know me, I'm pushing my bag chasers in order to be in the top 5%, top 10%, top 1%. We got to make our lives uncomplicated, and Teej Hanley is no better product. You got to look good. You got to smell good. And you can't be looking like a dusty. Make sure you get started today. Click the link in the description. Get that Teej pack. Feel the Teej, my friends. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. It is Monday, June 5th, 2023, year of our Lord. Yeah, man. We rocking out. It's good energy, good vibes. I see my dog Kojak. I see my friends in the building. Shout out to everybody that's rocking out with me this morning. I appreciate you. And I love y'all. So it is Monday, so we're going to get to the bag. Shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all get y'all prayers up for the people that may be going through some things. I got some emails and I checked out some of the messages, well, really all of the messages inside of the Patreon this weekend. And it's a lot of people that's actually going through some things, whether it be like, you know, health issues or you may have gone through a little health scare, things like that, things that sometimes we can't necessarily control. Life just happens to us, even though I preach specifically that life is 10% of what happens to you, 90% of how you react to it. So we got to keep each other up in good spirits. We got to make sure that we holding people down, and we got to have good energy. So make sure that y'all do that. Hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications. We rocking out. So it's a Monday morning and we get into that bag, and hopefully you guys had a phenomenal weekend. I did. It was 90% good, 10% bad. I'll get into that in a minute. Let me go ahead and do some housekeeping. Make sure that you tap into that Teej pack. 30% off your first order plus a free gift. That Teej. I keep telling y'all, if y'all rocking out with anything other than the product that we pushing, and if you've used any other link, you're doing yourself a disservice. Make sure you get that Teej, 30% off your first order plus a free gift. It's an awesome product. So get your Teej pack. Do not wait. You've been waiting for a long time. Some of y'all need to re-up. Make sure you use that Teej pack, and we're going to ensure that you're taken care of. Also, video dropping today from the Patreon. It's already loaded up. The video is already scheduled to release this afternoon for the Patreon, and it is going to be a great one. So this is how I got it scheduled, and I wanted to make sure that took me a little bit more time to make sure that I had things scheduled appropriately, because I have a video and then an interview that supports what it is that I gave y'all in a video form, right? So we go into another level inside of the Bag Chasers. We going into another level. And so I'm not just giving you information based off of what it is that I know or I see, but I'm also going to support it with an interview from an influencer that actually gives the game. And I'm going to release the full interview 2 days after I release the video. So y'all got to watch them back to back. Watch the video this afternoon and then watch the follow-up video for the interview from one of my good friends. And it's funny because she was one of my good friends that invited Rita and I over into the fight this weekend. So a lot of y'all see me sitting first row at the fight, the Clarissa Shields fight. It was a great fight. It was a lot of networking. Some of y'all see me on TV. Some of y'all just, caught up with me in person. And it was a great event. Cash Dow was there. It was a lot of who's was there, right? But she was actually the person that invited Rita over to the Grand Prix. So we had the Grand Prix this weekend. The weather was awesome, and then wind up going to the fight. I leveraged Rita in order to make sure that she built those relationships. So Rita is actually the one that cultivated that relationship. Rita was the one that, let me give my wife a little bit of credit. And this is what people don't really understand about business, relationships, and marriage. And I'm going to go into it a little bit more on Wednesday night. But let me give my wife a little bit of credit, right? This is an interview that I actually did a while ago, but then I wanted to make sure that I led y'all into the whole idea of how it is that you're supposed to market yourself effectively and market your products effectively, right? And she's awesome. And she's a white girl. And this is why you guys have to tap in to people outside of your network in order to ensure that you get the best opportunities within your network. And Rita was like, hey, Anton, I want you to tap into this girl, whatever, so on and so forth. And she's like, yo, I met her. She dope. She's an influencer. And I said, oh, okay. But her background actually is she comes from corporate America, and she's worked for some of the top billionaires in the world, right? And so I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So I did the interview with her, but we held off on dropping it because I wanted to drop it in the Patreon after I dropped like 4 other videos and I did a couple webinars to help y'all get y'all up to speed on what it is that you can make from a content creation perspective, right? So now we're in the loop where I see Purple Haze. I'm going to be reading super chats throughout the show. Now we're in a loop to where I can now give y'all the game now that you've watched the webinars and you've watched and seen the receipts of what it is that I make on the back end. And I had the conversation on social media content creation. And now I'm leading you guys down a pathway to help your businesses become successful. And then after I give you the marketing game, that's when I can then drop for you guys, or I can do the live stream where you guys can pitch me your businesses so I can give you that seed and that funding money in order to get your businesses started. So everything is Mr. Miyagi. A lot of people say, well, Anton, how come you ain't dropped this yet? Or Anton, how come you going in this direction? Or why did you pull back on this and you drop that instead? Because I'm Mr. Miyagi in y'all, and I want y'all to understand how to do things correctly versus just getting to the thing. Because if you build it, right? Yeah, I did have a red hat on. If you build it, but it's not successful, or you build it and nobody knows about it, or you don't know how to monetize it effectively. It's a lot of YouTubers that have huge followings, right? It's a lot of TikTokers that have huge followings. It's a lot of people that got a lot of subscribers on or followers on Instagram, but they're not making no money. They just got a lot of followers. They don't know actually how to monetize it. They don't know how to do anything that ultimately adds value into their pocketbook, their family, or to build outside of just having a bunch of people. And so if you're not going to actually get the money or the resources or all that you can out of it, then what's the point of doing it? Even if you're just a brand, or if you got a clothing brand, or you got a company, or you got a restaurant, or whatever, so on and so, you need to know how to market it more effectively. You need to know how to extract the most money. You need to know what your return on investment is going to be. You need to make sure that those percentages is what they need to be. And so this is what it is that we're going to do. This is what we do inside of the Patreon, right? So when you watch these videos, I want you to watch them back to back. I'm dropping one this afternoon, and then I'm going to drop a follow-up interview on Wednesday so that you guys can then put it together and then lean into that. And then we go right after that, we go the Patreon meetup, and then I do the seed. All right, we back. We should be back now. All right. I apologize about the small issue with the stream, but we back now. Let's just go ahead and get straight into the show. Make sure that y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. We rocking. All right, so let's get back into it. Let's just get straight into the show. Had a little bit of small technical difficulty. Had to make sure that everything was straight. I didn't want to create an entirely different stream or anything like that. So thank you, Mr. Show Out TV. I appreciate you. Let's just get straight into the show. I'll add some value into y'all as far as giving y'all the game on relationships and how it is that you can leverage your relationship in order to be successful. But I will be saying that the person that you lay next to every day is very much important to your success. I think I had lost one super chat, and I apologize about that super chat. But let me read this other super chat. First, let me give a shout out to Mike, that dude. Always hitting me off with the Cash App in the morning. I appreciate you, Mike, that dude. I really do appreciate you. Purple Haze says, "What up, though, Anton? I seen you post at the fight, and you should post your bets in the Patreon. Just a thought. I don't want you guys to get into gambling, right? I do have a new channel that I'm starting very, very soon, so that should be interesting. And I will talk about my bets and stuff like that on the new channel. But I don't want to get y'all into gambling. That's not what the Patreon is for. But I did win $4,000 over this weekend from betting on the Miami Heat last night, and I showed the receipts on Patreon. I mean, not on Patreon, on Fight Club. So that was pretty interesting. Shout out to Mr. Show Out TV. I appreciate you for the 2-ball, and thank you. I'm gonna be reading super chats throughout the show. Let's get into it. I want to get into it, and I'm gonna address. I see y'all talking about Earn Your Leisure and Jay Morrison and everything like that. If we have time at the end of the show, because I got to go over to the dentist after the show. If we have time at the end of the show, I'll address that and I'll get into it. Let's go ahead and get into the show, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications. If you have not already, you are going to miss out on the information that I'm dropping on the video this afternoon on Patreon. Also, doing a show tonight on the Anton Daniels channel. Probably have Q do the show tonight, and I'm going to pop up on the panel. You know me, I'm never going to not pop up because I want to have those good conversations with the people that add the most value into our life. Let's rock out, ladies and gentlemen. So, first things first, the first thing that I want to address is black women. It's your turn. Ladies, it's your turn. We might as well just get straight into the story, and then we're going to break this down because I got a lot of information and a lot of things that I want to talk about this afternoon. Let's go, y'all.
Fox 35 obtained the 911 calls made as this car went up in flames outside the Oviedo Mall. 2 children escaped, but now their mom is under arrest. Fox 35's Connor Hansen looks at the charges brought against her.
You can still see debris here where that fire happened, here in this Dillard's parking lot. And that mother was arrested after going to the hospital with her children hurt in that fire. It turns out she had a warrant for a different crime. Now she's also being charged with child neglect and even arson. Records.
Let's stop right there for a second, y'all. Let's stop right there. You got to be some kind of person, some kind of woman, to be wanted on something else, take your children to Dillard's. Now, a lot of people are not familiar with Dillard's. My grandmother used to shop at Dillard's. That's how I got up on Dillard's. But Dillard's is more like a Macy's, I believe, something like a, not quite Saks, you know, but it's around those big box retailers that sell clothes and stuff like that. And you got to be some kind of human being to... Let's put it all together. First, you got box braids. Neither here nor there. I'm personally not necessarily a fan of box braids, but listen, who am I to judge you of how it is that you wear your hair? A lot of y'all say it's to protect y'all hair, it's for growth. I don't want to hear that shit, all right? Secondly, you a single baby mama. You a single baby mama. Second red flag for me. Personally, right? You should have. You had multiple children out of wedlock. All right, cool. 2 red flags. That don't make you a bad person. You got warrants. You got warrants already, meaning that you was doing stuff that you ain't even got caught for yet. Whatever those warrants were, you was doing stuff that you haven't even got caught for yet. You got straight up warrants for your arrest out here in these streets. 3 red flags, that don't make you condemned to hell or anything like that, right? Let's continue. Then you go and you take your children with you to go steal. Strike 4. I was in a conversation this weekend and I had jumped in the clubhouse room because I dibble and dabble a little bit. And you know what the conversation was? They were holding me accountable because I said that all communities don't rock out with every single person within their community. And why is it that black people always have to answer for the things that other black people that's not doing the things that's in our best interest do? Now, you know me. Like, I don't even rock with people based off of race. I rock with people based off of their character. However, I do understand that based off of proximity and the environment that I live in, the people that I see the most look like me. And I can't understand for the life of me why I have to be subjected to the things that other people, especially black women, y'all disappointed me so much. I can't understand why y'all decided to just go your own way and do the thing that's not in your best interest. But you out here stealing, got your kids in the car, got warrants out for your arrest, having kids out of wedlock, and wearing these twists and box braids, knowing that you're going to be the one that they paying attention to on camera the most. Not only was you stealing, but let's continue to look at the rest of the story.
Show it's not the first time she's been in trouble.
There's a car on fire. The entire car is on fire right outside of Dillard.
Panicked shoppers called 911 after seeing this sedan burst into flames.
Can you imagine kids escaping out of a car and you out here stealing? Can you imagine you in there stealing the whole store, you shoplifting, and you come outside, and your children is escaping out of a burning car, and you in handcuffs?
The camera on another parked car captured the moment intense flames broke through the back window.
That's crazy.
Fortunately, someone was able to rescue a 2- and 4-year-old before the fire engulfed the entire car.
Somebody was able to save a 2- and a 5-year-old before flames engulfed the entire car. Now, what I want to know is this your people? Are these the women that we're supposed to protect? A 2- and a 4-year-old in a car by themselves while their mother, who has already have a warrant for her arrest, is out here stealing. And a neighbor or somebody that's sitting in another car has to rescue your children while you're in there getting arrested for stealing out of Dillard's. Your career is being a mother on government assistance. Strong possibility. I don't know. I'm just guessing, but it's a strong possibility. Because if you got a 2- and a 4-year-old and you driving over to Dillard's to steal and you already got warrants out for your arrest, ain't y'all tired of being arrested? Aren't y'all tired of being arrested? Seriously, like, ain't y'all tired of looking like the bottom? Shout out to Mr. Show Out TV. Ain't y'all tired of looking like the bottom of the barrel when it comes to no standards? This is the very type of woman that will be sitting online or on Clubhouse telling me about how it is that men need to stand up and be protectors and providers of the community. These are the very people that be on some of these other platforms and on Instagram and Twitter spaces telling us about how we need to get on code. These are the same people that we have to deal with day in and day out. Felonies, misdemeanors, single, for the streets, probably out in Miami getting the BBL right after she bond out. But I think she's facing some very serious charges right now. Let's continue.
Luckily, one of the children was able to get the door open enough so a passerby could see that there were children coming out of the car, and they were able to rescue the kids and get them away from the car before anything worse could happen.
While this was happening, their mother, Alicia Moore, was allegedly inside Dillard's shoplifting.
Shout out to all of my Alicias out here in these streets.
And police say this car was stolen. Moore went with the
And the car, listen, I didn't even know that part. When y'all sent me this, shout out to the people that sent me this story. I didn't even know that the car was stolen. Oh my God. Come on, y'all. This can't be life. This cannot be life. Wait. To put the cherry on top, the car that she was taking to go and do her shoplifting with, her kids in the back of the car, 2 and 4 years old, out of wedlock, with warrants for her arrest, stealing, and the car was stolen. So you got somebody else's car, stole it, now it's burnt up with your badass kids, arrested.
The kids to the hospital where they were treated for burns. There, police arrested her for a warrant she had. Court records show she had been charged with assault of a person older than 65 in Sumter County.
You beating up senior citizens too? Yo, listen. I know we like to hold guys accountable, but let me just say something. These women are terrorists. Look at this. She beating up on people assaulting people above 65. Just a thief. Very few things can I think of that's worse than congregating and hanging around a woman that's a thief. Stealing, beating up on people, fleeing and running from officers, having kids out of wedlock, stealing a car that you're going to go to steal some more stuff in. Very few things can I think of that is worse than a thief. And you beating up on old people. And your kids is burned up. The kids is at the hospital now getting treated for burns. So I know what they're going to say. Well, where's the father at?
And in Orange County, she has been arrested for fleeing from police and 2 separate times for grand theft. Now she's being charged with child neglect and with arson, even though she was inside the mall.
She's being charged with the arson because she did leave the kids alone in the car with some sort of lighter matches. I don't know what it was that set the car on fire, but the children are her responsibilities.
Officials say this serves as yet another.
Wait a minute. We know y'all gonna blame these good white people. I know y'all gonna run in the Victim Olympics and y'all gonna say it's the system that set you up. It's the system that got her poor and out here stealing and having kids out of wedlock. She had no other choice but to go out here and ride around in a stolen car, beat up on old people, steal a bunch of other times that she got arrested from, still have some dude that get her knocked up and don't wear a rubber, open up her legs, have more kids that's now burned up inside of the hospital. Now she charged with arson and child neglect. And guess what? The best part of this whole thing is it's not even yet told yet. You know what the best thing is? It's a strong possibility she gonna be out on the streets in 2023 still causing chaos. She probably going to be on one of y'all panels or in one of y'all rooms discussing how men need to get themselves together because there's more good black women out here. We know that she going to blame it on the Victim Olympics. We know that she going to blame it on the white man. We know how this story unfolds. She will be out here. And you know what the other part about it is? Y'all going to love her and y'all going to support her, especially if she lose some weight and get a BBL. Because y'all going to say everybody deserves forgiveness and redemption and grace. and that somebody needs to be her baby daddy in order for us to save the community. This is wild. This is absolutely wild and egregious. And if y'all continue to let this stuff fly, and y'all not condemning what my man Scott over here is saying.
Another reminder for parents driving around this summer with children in their car. The state fire marshal is still investigating exactly what started that fire.
It is. It's called neglect. It's called neglect. So that's how I wanted to get it started. I just wanted to make sure that we got this Monday started off by addressing the things that we see inside of our society and our community that needs to be addressed and handled appropriately. Let me read a couple of the super chats and then we're going to get it popping with the show. Shout out to Alicia out here stealing. Shout out to Alicia. Mr. Show Out TV says, how can I scale up my addiction YouTube channel? I have to see the addiction YouTube channel before I talk about scaling it up. But if you just want to get some insight, some general insight, hopefully you are part of the Patreon, because I've done a few webinars and a few videos that talk about what it is that you need to do in order to extract the most value out of your YouTube channel, as well as showing my receipts and showing my background of how it is that I leverage social media in order to continue to grow and build and continue to be successful. So shout out to Mr. Show Out TV. I appreciate you for the super chats. My dog, Pan-Africanism Strikes Back, says slavery made her leave those kids in the burning car, Anton. Oh, and the KKK. Hey, Pan-Africanism was on the panel on Fight Club cooking up over the weekend. Shout out to you. I appreciate you for the fireball and the super chat. Make sure y'all go check out his channel. Brother Darkness says it's always Isha, Keisha, Taisha, Maisha, Donisha, and Alicia. They are the Pookie and Ray Ray sisters, cousins. Y'all are wild. Make sure y'all hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification. Now, we had a few technical difficulties in the beginning of the stream, but we're going to get it popping. We're going to get it rocking. Let's address Target, because you know it always comes back down to the money, ladies and gentlemen. I want to talk about Target, and the reason why I want to talk about Target is because we have I don't know if these people are 100% disconnected from what's going on culturally. I don't know if they truly understand what's happening out here in these streets. I don't know if they don't understand that it's now no longer the silent majority. It's a very vocal group of people, because when you push people too far, they get tired. They're no longer in a space to where they're going to continue to deal with the things that you think that they should deal with and pushing an agenda. Now, we know that there's a start to the month, and I'm very confused as to how y'all took one of the best months of the year and y'all made it about y'all. Y'all took the rainbow, you stole that one from God. You stole it from us. How you steal every color? You stole every letter in the alphabet. Shout out to Elemental P's. And now you're trying to push an agenda with the things that we just want to go to the store, buy our food, get our little decorations, get our grills and all of this other type of stuff, and go and get to the pool and go to our parties and drink our drinks. We don't want to be bombarded with agendas when we get in our beer. We already worked super hard over the weekend, and now we got to be, when I go to Target and I pick up my beer, or I go and buy my truck and I go and get a Raptor from Ford, now I got to see it painted in something that's not even originally meant for what it is that you changed it into. Every day I got to be bombarded. Every day. Okay, well then I see y'all really showing up nowadays, huh? Y'all said, okay, well, since y'all want to go woke, we going to send y'all broke. And as a matter of fact, Target allegedly lost over $10 billion in market value this weekend. Let's get into the show. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. YouTube algorithm. Hit a like for the YouTube algorithm and then get your Teach Pack 30% off your first order plus a free gift. Let's continue, y'all.
You might have been following all of the fallout that has been facing Target, that major U.S. retailer, losing billions of dollars in market value over the last couple of weeks. Well, the reason, backlash over pride-themed clothing aimed at children. We're just days away from the start of June. June is Pride Month for members of the LGBTQ plus community. Fox
Stole all of the letters and then gonna put a plus on there just in case you missed something. Shout out to Cliff. Shout out to What Up Khalil. I'm gonna be reading super chats throughout the show. How you steal all of the letters? All of them?
News correspondent Nate Foy has a look at the fallout.
Giant Target lost $10 billion of market value in 10 days.
Shout out to Adrian Clayton. Definitely going to be reading that super chat shortly.
As customers push back on the company's Pride line.
I feel that they're getting too extreme with this whole woke agenda, and they should need to ease off because you're going to lose a lot of customers.
Viral.
You know, the interesting thing about this, though, is that people that are conservative, they're pretty tolerant. Contrary to popular belief, we think that they're extreme, but I'm pretty tolerant. And I know a lot of people that's similar to me, right? Because I wouldn't want my rights to be infringed on and my ability to be able to communicate what it is that I want to communicate and say what I want to say and live my life accordingly, right? I'm in a space to where I believe I should be able to have the freedom to say and do what I want to do. And you should also. But here's the difference. When you start pushing an agenda and forcing me to accept something that I shouldn't have to accept or calling me wrong because I don't want to acknowledge what it is that you do, that's a problem. I believe in your humanity. I believe in your decision to make and do whatever it is that you want to do. But then when my daughter can't go into the bathroom without somebody saying that they feel a certain type of way, and then she got to be subjected to what you think you identify as, that's a problem. Shout out to Anthony Wright. Definitely going to be reading that super chat shortly. When my daughter just goes to school, she shouldn't have to be a part of your LMNOP agenda as far as you trying to convince her what diversity and inclusion is. I don't want to have to go to Target and then see a tuck swimsuit. I should be able to buy a truck, shop for my groceries, and then go and do whatever it is that I need to do without you throwing it in my face. That's the problem. In the same way that I don't believe that people that have sex out of wedlock or overly indulgent in this misogyny or whatever it is that we got going on in society, I don't agree with that either. But I respect your rights to be able to say and do what you want to do. But when it starts to go over the line, similar to what the homie just said, he said, listen, this is becoming too much. It's becoming too much. Now you're basically forcing me to just take anything that you give me, pause, whenever you want to give it to me. Listen, look at this. Who approved? We're going to get into the tuck swimsuit in a minute. Who approved for your kids to have to see this? Who approved for your kid to have to see that? Why is that a thing? Because in the same way that I don't believe that they should have been selling Black Lives Matter shirts, or if you're black, you're a fact, or whatever it is, black girl magic, I don't agree with that shit either. I'm not rocking with that. But here's the beautiful thing about it. Freedom to say and do what you want to do does not absolve you from the consequences that goes along with it. So now people are saying, all right, cool. You want to play that game? How about we don't even shop there anymore?
Several social media posts show Pride products geared towards children, while Target insists its controversial tuck-friendly bathing suit for
I don't even like hearing that. A tuck-friendly bathing suit.
Transgender women is only for adults. The company responded to the backlash, writing in part, quote,
This is crazy.
Given these volatile circumstances, we are making adjustments to our plans, including removing items that have been at the center of the most significant confrontational behavior.
When they say volatile circumstances, they're talking about their pocketbooks. They're not talking about any kind of violence. They're talking about their pocketbooks. They're not talking about anything other than their pocketbooks.
Target CEO Brian Cornell defended the decision, citing employee safety concerns. Authorities are investigating multiple bomb threats at Target stores related to the controversy. The Human Rights Campaign demands Target restock its Pride shelves, writing in part, quote, when values of diversity, equity, and inclusion are tested, Business must defend them unequivocally.
So it becomes a war. And this is now what you see playing out. Look at the statement. They demand. This isn't freedom anymore. This is called bullying. Come on, man. Listen, let's just keep it 100. This is not freedom. Freedom to decide for yourself. And this is the path that I told y'all, because as soon as y'all kicked that door open, what you thought that they was just going to be satisfied and say, oh, okay, cool, we chilling now. This is called bullying. They're demanding that Target don't do the thing that's in the best interest of their shareholders or the people, because the overwhelming majority of people are saying, we don't rock with y'all forcing us to have our kids walk through and look at this rhetoric that we not teaching our kids, or to have to subject themselves to tuck-friendly bathing suits. And they're demanding. They didn't say we like for you to, or it's important for us to actually have a conversation. They said, listen, yo, get that shit back on the shelf. Shout out to Steven. Shout out to Self-Made Forever. Definitely going to be reading that content, reading y'all super chat shortly. Get that stuff back on the shelf. We not negotiating. This is what we want you to do. They even hijacked the black movement in order to push it.
Unequivocally.
I may not personally buy them or purchase them, but they should be available for those that,
Look, it's
might
always
want
the
to.
older. This is the generation that failed us. This is the exact they had no backbone. They stood for nothing. And this is the generation that failed us. These guys right here. I guarantee you that this type of guy right here is probably a part of the MGTOW movement.
The company's stock value is down as it takes criticism from both sides of the
Don't invest in Target, y'all. As a matter of fact, I don't tell people to do what to do with their money, so I'm just going to tell you what I'm doing. I'm staying away from retailers as far as from an investment perspective. I'm 100% staying away from retailers, the Targets, the Walmarts, Krogers, all of that stuff. Stay away from I'm staying away from retailers as far as investments, okay? Stock price plummeted. $10 billion and market value absolutely wiped away, erased.
Political spectrum. California Governor Gavin Newsom accuses the company of selling out by removing Pride items, while Texas Senator Ted Cruz predicts a Target boycott will not be as effective as the recent Bud Light boycott, saying Target is more unique and not as replaceable. In a statement, Target says it's offered Pride products for more than a decade, but the response this year has been different. The company...
Because people are tired. People are tired. They're no longer going to continue to subject themselves to what the hell is going on. Check it out. This is the shout out to Alex Stein. I could never be this type of person that actually go on and try on the bathing suit. Even if it makes for great content. I'm just not built like that. You're not going to see me walking around in this type of stuff. But shout out to Alex Stein. This is Alex Stein went, and he's a conservative, but he went, shout out to Self-Made Forever. I'm definitely going to be reading that shortly. He went and tried on a tuck-friendly bathing suit.
Now, I want to talk to you about Target. You decided to visit one of their Pride displays and try on one of these tuck-friendly swimwear. You became Tucker Stein. Let's have a look.
We're at Target, checking out their tuck-friendly Pride collection. That's right, guys. Extra crotch coverage, tuck-friendly construction. Thank you, Target.
It's nice to do.
Hell no.
Let's come in. I love the tuck-friendly bathing suit. They hide all of it. Look, this is nice. You guys see this? It's tuck-friendly.
You can never get me to play this game. Shout out to him because it makes for great content, but you can never, ever get me. Oh. Could you imagine being a significant shareholder in Target and this is the thing that take the company? It's not because you guys don't know how to sell products or, because it's a labor shortage or the pandemic or fundamental business reasons why everything is going bad. It's because you decided to go woke instead of just doing a thing that was in the best interest of shareholders. She said it's awesome.
I think that's false advertising. I don't know how much that was. I saw a bit.
That's wild. So listen, I just can't look at what he got on. Look at what he. Can you imagine? Nah, bro. If I see any of y'all in that bathing suit, we gonna have problems. If I see any of y'all in that bathing suit, we got problems, bro. Why would they go out and put that on display knowing that people are going to go to the... Yo, at this point, let me tell you what's happening with people at this point. People are going out and they're looking for companies to throw them under the bus that decide to participate and play this game of being woke and woke culture. People are going out. If you are a company, if you are a retailer, if you are a CEO, if you're in charge of the marketing department, if you're in charge of merchandising, whatever, people are going out and they are coming for you. They are hunting for you. You will be the next contestant on The Price is Right. Do not shoot yourself in the foot. Do the thing that's in the best interest of the shareholders. Why would you be out here messing up the bag for the people? Even for good content, Lonnie. They are going out and they are trying to go viral by finding the companies that decide that they want to go woke. It is unpopular because people are absolutely tired. Shout out to Bitcoin Brown. Definitely going to be reading Super Chat shortly. People are absolutely tired and they fed up of being subjected to these agendas and this narrative that's happening throughout society. They tired of it. They sick of it. They no longer want to be a part of it. And they tired of you pushing this agenda on them because it's not what they signed up for. All they wanted to do was go in there and get some candy bars and some Starbucks. And now you got to deal with people walking out in tuck-friendly bathing suits because we just so woke. Ain't y'all tired of this? Ain't y'all tired of this agenda? So shout out to Target. I would never invest. Target actually was a really good retailer to invest in at one point. They had a great CEO that completely changed around and rebranded them and had higher end products and all of this other type of stuff before the pandemic. And now look at them. Stupid freaking idiot. Let me read these super chats and then we're going to continue to get it popping with the show. Cliff Williams says, Bat boys need to find another month. I don't want my birth month associated with buggery. No, they bullies. They not sitting there listening to you. They going to continue to do what they want to do. What up, Khalil says, some people should not be allowed to have kids. Some people might need to have a license to have a kid. Would y'all support that? Would y'all support the idea that people need to get approved to have children? I don't know how you would be able to implement that or whatever, but would y'all support the idea that people need to get approved to have children? I would. Adrian Clayton says, new Patreon member here. Shout out to all of the new bag chasers. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat for y'all to be able to get into the Patreon. Dropping a new video today. Says, love the content. Do you offer one-on-one sessions? I do. I'm not currently, because I got to get through all of the people that I already have scheduled for coaching calls. Make sure you email me, though, so I can put you on the list, Adrian. AntonDaniels413@gmail.com. I'm going to get you on the list, and we're going to continue to reach out to people once we start to get all of the people that we had booked up for coaching sessions. So shout out to the new bag chasers. Anthony Wright Network says, Anton, stay on their heels. I appreciate you, brother, from the OG in Phoenix. Shout out to my AZ people out there. I appreciate y'all. I haven't even visited Arizona yet, but I'm definitely going to get there. Shout out to Saul T. I'm going to be reading that super chat shortly. Self-Made Forever says 27 kids missing in Cleveland, Ohio in less than 2 weeks. Send me that. Email me that because I want to tackle that tomorrow. We got to deal with the social issues also because even that comes back to the money. Steven Thomas, the realtor, says, love the content. Your Patreon is definitely helping me on my content creation journey. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Steven. Thank you for rocking out with me. I got some more content that's dropping for y'all today. If y'all are bag chasers, I'm definitely going to hold y'all down, and I'm definitely going to figure out how I can continue to add value into y'all. Shout out to all of the new Patreon members. Let me give a shout out to Self-Made Forever. Says, Anton, did you see the movies? Will no longer win a Grammy unless they represent an unrepresented cause, including the alphabet community and black people, meaning 99% of the movies in the past would not have won a Grammy. Let me do you one better, Self-Made. When I had a conversation with somebody that I'm dropping an interview for, that's a future interview. We got that still being edited. They said that their friend, I'm going to just say their friend, is a movie producer and a film producer, and that they couldn't even get funded unless they had this. So I believe that that's true. I don't know how true it is, but I believe it based off of what it is that they communicated to me and what you're talking about now. So shout out to Self-Made Forever for the insight in the 10 ball. Bitcoin Brown says, any of the bag chasers show up in that bathing suit, canceled on site. Facts. We're going to have a wake-up call for y'all. D Dr. Pimp 123 says, morning, what does it mean to go woke? What it means to go woke is actually the opposite of what it's supposed to mean to go woke. In my opinion, what it means to go woke is to start championing causes and pushing people to feel a certain type of way or do something based off of an agenda, right? It's almost like if I say go woke, then you can take the Black Lives Matters movement, right? A lot of them used agendas in order to get rich and push a narrative, and they forced other people to accept their lifestyle and to fund their lifestyle, and now they're going broke today. So woke that's a really good question too, but woke for me is people that are out here feeling like they're underrepresented and then pushing a narrative based off of false things to ultimately come up and make money off of y'all and also bully themselves or bully their agenda into your life. AWOL says we need to say something and not support TV broadcasting, apps, and everything that's forcing and subjecting our kids to this. I appreciate you, AWOL. I agree with you. Saul says salty balls with the 10 ball. That's a good name. You got me on that. Said a strong beacon of light emanates through a prism and turns things with crystal and clarity to something beautiful. But this is natural. Anything else hath the motives of the wicked. Shout out to you. I appreciate you. Thank you for contributing to the platform. Antoine Jones says, thank you, my man. Thank you too, my friend, for contributing to the platform, and thank you for the fireball. Make sure y'all hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications. If you have not got your Teach Hanley, 30% off your first order plus a free gift. That link is in the description. If you're messing with any of the Teach Pack, we got a problem. And then make sure you tap into the Patreon because I'm dropping a video today. In addition to all of the videos that I've dropped and all of the content that I've dropped inside of the Patreon and all of the things that we're doing, all of the meetups and all of the businesses that I'm about to be funding, make sure you get into it today because the 5th best day of the month to get inside of the Patreon is today. All right? I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Let's continue on with the show. Stephen A. Y'all sent me this and I wouldn't even watch it. Stephen A. Y'all sent me this and I would not watch it. Why would I not watch it? Because I wanted to make sure that I reacted to it in real time. In order to be able to break this down. Because again, I believe, and I know that everybody got the speculation. We got the sports show that's going to be launching. I'm still not sure if I want to launch it on the platform that I've created for it yet. And I can't even say the name of the sports show. Thank you, Self-Made Forever. I'm going to be reading that super chat shortly because I'm reading super chats all throughout the show. But I want to break this down, right? Because I don't care what anybody says. Everybody keeps saying it was because they got into it. Shannon Sharpe hasn't said anything about it. Skip Bayless hasn't said anything about it. But they keep saying that they got into it. And that is the reason why the breakup is happening. I don't believe so. I believe that Shannon is a businessman first. Shannon is never going to fumble the bag. Shannon is more caught up on making sure that he can extract the most value for his brand and what it is that he's built. But Stephen A. has an interesting take in that he wants to recruit Shannon Sharpe to come over in First Take. Now, I believe that First Take is an inferior show. Do a separate channel? Because I was just going to launch it. Well, we'll get into that in a minute. I am going to do a separate channel, but I was trying to figure out if I was going to launch it off of the Anton Daniels platform first. But we'll get into that later. Shannon Sharpe and Undisputed with Skip Bayless, in my opinion, was a superior show to First Take. Superior. It was Shannon and Skip. They were one of the best sports shows on the internet. Now we might have Cameron and Mace. But they were absolutely a better show than First Take. But Stephen A. Apparently is saying that Shannon Sharpe to go over to First Take. Let's see what it is that he has to say about this.
Shannon Sharpe is leaving FS1.
Hey, Mr. Hightower, if that be true, send that over to me so that we can break that down, because I want to talk about that.
Do I have an idea of what happened? I'm Stephen A. You damn right I do. Do I know for certain? No.
So you don't know what happened?
I do not.
You don't know what happened.
If I knew for certain, would I tell you? Hell no.
Facts.
Without their permission.
Facts. I believe that.
Because Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharpe could be at FS1, at least for the moment in the case of Shannon Sharpe. I've gotten to know Shannon Sharpe a little bit over the last few years. I genuinely like him and respect him. He is a 3-time Super Bowl champion. He is a Hall of Famer. He is one of the greatest tight ends in the history of the National Football League. And I personally think he's done a hell of a job on television and with his podcast club, Shay Shay, which, by the way, I'm going to be a guest on in the near future. And he's
smart of you, Stephen A. Smith, to pivot. It's smart of Stephen A. Smith to start his own channel and his own brand while he's still on ESPN. Stephen A. Smith is much smarter than we give him credit for, but let's continue.
Also going to be a guest on here in the near future. But I sincerely hope, regardless of what opinions I'm about to give, that y'all don't make the mistake of assuming that I'm going to speak against my man Skip Bayless. That is not going to happen.
Smart man. Stephen A. is very, very smart. Shout out to B. I'm gonna be reading that super chat shortly. Stephen A. is very smart because listen, it's the same thing that I say all the time. You don't burn bridges on your way out the door. And this is just a basic lesson for y'all. A lot of y'all want to cuss y'all boss off. Y'all want to leave immediately. You don't want to give you 2 weeks. You want to go out and be a thug and all of this other type of stuff. The position that I have today largely came from the relationships that I've built over the years with other people that then manifested itself into the big bag that I have at my current day job. I know a lot of y'all don't like the fact that I got a day job. I don't give a fuck about what you think. It's all money in over here. All money in. We want all of the bags. Not one bag is going to be missed out here in these streets. But Stephen A. is smart. He's saying, listen, I would never say nothing negative about Skip Bayless.
Skip Bayless and I have disagreed on many things. On the air and off the air. We're natural-born contrarians with one another. We don't think alike. We don't act alike. We don't like the same things. We don't vibe with each other in terms of our ideas and our belief system.
But it's all about that bag.
But you remember when I told you that I was the star of the #1 sports morning show for the last 11 and a half years? The first 4 years of that was with Skip Bayless.
Hey, Tony Williams, send that to me. I'll break that down tomorrow.
I'm never in that position if it were not for Skip Bayless.
And I'm going to tell you why it still come back to the money, Tony, even with him saying that on somebody else's podcast. Because let me tell you something. The tolerance level is high, and if you ever going to have to forego a bag in order to get away from something that you think is toxic, you're not going to do it. Unless you think you can either get a bigger bag or the same or the equivalent bag. that you were getting with the person that you feeling a certain type of way with. Let me tell y'all something. Hold on. Let's just be clear. And I'm going to break this down tomorrow, but I just want to give you a little bit of a preview of how I see it, right? Earlier in our relationship, my wife and I have had some knockdown, drag down, different ideas and different perspectives about things. But you know the one thing that we said, regardless of where it was that we was in our relationship or how we felt about each other at that time, we don't fuck up the money. We see eye to eye on everything. It don't matter what we go through or what we feeling at that particular time. We gonna get over that. You may feel a certain type of way about me leaving my pajama pants on the table. We gonna get over that shit. We gonna feel a certain type of way about just making something up. Your mama is in my business and she talking too much. I don't really like what it is that's happening over there or this and that and so on and so forth. But the one thing that we ain't gonna do, we ain't never gonna break up the family, fuck up the bag, and put our daughter in a situation where she would be having to be raised in a single parent household. That's what we don't do. Never, ever, 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 by any means, put yourself in a position to where you're gonna mess up what it is that we building. We've done too much and too much greatness to mess up what it is that we got building. So y'all can say what y'all want, but when it comes back down to it, it always come back down to the money.
Skip Bayless asked me to come on First Take. Skip Bayless permitted me to come on First Take. Skip Bayless fought for me to come on First Take. Skip Bayless played a role in restoring my career.
And I see Seagull Rock Squawk is always, they say evil chases the bag. No, evil is broke. It is literally a sin to be in poverty. It's a sin to be in poverty. So y'all can chase that woke shit if y'all want to. Go over there with Umar Johnson and see how it is that he gonna pour into y'all.
Wrongly been taken from me. I will never disrespect him.
Ever.
It will not happen.
Shout out to Stephen A.
Never. But that doesn't mean I can't disagree with him. This is not.
Thank you, Rob. I'm gonna read that short
because I don't know what happened to tell you I agree or disagree. Here's what I can tell you. When news was announced that Shannon Sharpe had been bought out of FS1 and he would be leaving at the conclusion of the NBA Finals, there were two things that came to my mind. That's a big loss for the show Undisputed.
I agree.
Because Shannon matters.
Let me go get my water. I'll be right back.
And that I don't know what his plans are. I don't know what he's trying to pursue. I don't know what he's after. But if Shannon Sharpe needs me, I'm happy to be here for him. And if that included him wanting to come on First Take, the bosses at ESPN know that is something I would support. Not every day, but one of those days every week, yeah. And why do I say not every day? Because you need to understand something. I apologize for this to no one. I love me some Michael Irvin. That's my brother, the playmaker. And I understand he got himself embroiled in some situation, and I have no clue what's going to happen with that. That is above my pay grade. Whatever they discover, they discover. Remember, I get to hand pick who's on First Take once they're in-house for ESPN.
Listen, I think that it would be a horrible idea. A horrible idea for Shannon Sharpe to appear on First Take. I hear you, Nigel. Send me the email and I'll consider it. I think it would be a horrible idea for Shannon Sharpe to even consider himself going over to First Take. It's an inferior show. It's an inferior show. What y'all got to understand is it's kind of sort of like super teams, right? just because you put together a super team basketball team does not mean that it fits all of the pieces in the puzzle correctly. You got to put the right part here and the right part there. You got to have the right shooters around you, right? You got to have people that are defensive presence. You got to have veterans that's on the bench that can then help the younger guys or be able to galvanize the team when they feel in a certain type of way. Shout out to Mark Ray. Yeah, I was on TV at the Shields fight. You have to have the right players at the right time. And the reason why Skip and Shannon worked so well is because they were polar opposites, but they were able to articulate their points more effectively. You don't need a bunch of people that agree with each other, or you don't need a bunch of people that even always look like each other to be on a panel trying to debate sports. I think that it would be a travesty to see Shannon Sharpe joining First Take.
I don't get to bring them from the outside in without the bosses okay. We have to be honest. I'm not the boss. That's Dave Roberts. That's Jimmy Pitaro.
You get paid.
That's Burt Magnus.
You get paid, though.
That's those dudes. I answer to them. It's not the other way around when it comes to all matters pertaining to ESPN. But they know where I stand.
And you know the funniest part about it is Undisputed grew it out the mud. That was a brand new show on basically a brand new or rebranded network, and the anchor of that network was Skip Bayless going over there. And then he recruited Shannon Sharpe, and then they started having to pay my boy the Beige Rage and Rob Parker and all of them for the radio show and stuff like that. But you got to understand that they got that out the mud. They chased ESPN and First Take down. They chased them down, and they was beating the brakes off of them boys. If they'd have let that show continue to run, and if Shannon Sharpe and Skip Bayless would have stuck together for a little bit longer, I think they could have really, really made some noise. But all good things must come to an end eventually.
Michael Irvin, I always want my brother with me. He ain't the only one. Keyshawn Johnson, that's my brother. We go back over 20 years, and I think he's excellent on TV discussing football.
You're a little mediocre, to be honest with you. Just as a commentator on general subjects outside of football, I don't think really anybody is looking at Keyshawn Johnson to understand what he's saying.
Ryan Clark, the pivot, Ryan Clark. The NFL analyst extraordinaire, Ryan Clark. Marcus Spears, a.k.a. Swagoo, my brothers.
Yeah, we can do it all out.
My brothers.
We need a whole new lineup. The only really people that we paying attention to at this point is J.J. Redick, Kendrick Perkins, Stephen A., Shannon Sharpe, Skip Bayless, and then occasionally you have some good takes by different people that's outside the sphere. But you need some new blood in there. You need to throw a couple more white boys in there because J.J. Redick and Max Kellerman can't be the only people that's really having a conversation about sports. You need to mix it up. You really need to have some takes outside of the normal everyday gatekeepers that's been on these platforms for a long period of time that don't really add any additional hot takes or values outside of what it is that we see happening and communicated every single day. I think we need some new blood. Y'all say Pat and the boys. Well, ESPN rolled the bag out for them boys, so we're going to see how that plays out.
And they ain't the only ones. Dominique Foxworth, Damian Woody.
Chris Broussard is good. I like Chris Broussard.
I got an A-list roster. I ain't even bring up Dan Orlovsky.
I like Nick Wright, too. I do like Nick Wright.
Great. I didn't even bring up Mina Kimes. I didn't even bring up Jeff Saturday, who I hope returned. I missed Jeff Saturday on First Take. I don't give a damn what happened with him in Indianapolis when he became a head coach. Took the job in the damn middle of the season. That's a different matter than being First Take. Being on First Take, hell no.
Shannon and Skip was the best. They was the best thing to happen to sports as far as talk shows.
To be clear, if Shannon Sharpe wanted to join that roster,
nah, I ain't about to join no roster.
There's no resistance from Stephen A.
Listen. Based off of the roster that he just put together, Shannon Sharpe stands head and shoulders above everybody on that roster probably outside of Stephen A. Outside of Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharpe. Listen, Shannon Sharpe, regardless of how you feel about him, and Skip Bayless, we got to give Skip Bayless a lot of credit because y'all don't understand. Skip Bayless recruited Stephen A. Skip Bayless was the person that recruited. A lot of y'all really don't get it. Skip is going to be fine. He the one that recruited Stephen A. And then he the one that gave Shannon Sharpe the alley-oop. So both of the dudes that's largely leading the way as far as the voices of sports today, as far as commentary, Skip Bayless was at the forefront of both of those things. Now Shannon Sharpe has now evolved into a superstar. Why would he ever play 1B to a bunch of other people that's not on his level? Respectfully, because I think that a lot of those guys are good, but respectfully, why would Shannon Sharpe play 1B to anybody else that's out here in those platforms? Stop it, bro.
I got love for Shannon Sharpe. I respect the hell out of him. And there's no doubt the man knows his football. But I ain't looking for anybody every day because I got a whole host of contributors that I don't ever want to let go of. Having said all of that.
Yeah, those are just role players.
Was I surprised at all that Shannon Sharpe ended up departing from Undisputed on FS1? Absolutely not. Not at all. And this right here is the reason why.
Skip tweeted something, and although I disagree with the tweet, and hopefully Skip would take it down, but
this is why he's saying that they fell out. I'd love to hear somebody send me the podcast and the timestamps of what it is that he talked about on somebody else's podcast about it.
I didn't want it.
Well, time out. I'm not going to.
They need to turn the volume up.
Let me
okay.
finish.
All right. Okay.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
Go ahead. Let's go, Jen.
Okay.
I mean, I cannot even get through a monologue without you interrupting me.
Well,
you could have came back. Skip.
Okay, this is too low. I don't want to hear that. They need better editors, yo. Stephen A., get better editors for your thing in order to be able to show this of them leaving.
I'd be a damn liar if I told you that when I saw that transpire on national television, that I didn't believe in my heart that this day wasn't coming. I don't know what went on. I don't know what happened. I have not spoken to Skip Bayless. I have not talked to Shannon Sharpe about this. But I am telling you, I know Skip Bayless. And when that moment happened, I said, this is over. This is over. Because when something like that happens in a public platform, there's certain things that you just don't recover from relationship-wise.
Nah, I think that I'm different. I got a whole different take. I got a whole different perspective. I'm different. And I think that's one of the reasons why I kind of clash a lot of times with people that have a completely different opinion than me, right? Because one of the things that I experienced, and I'll give you an example, right? When I was over on the Lapeef Network, one of the things that I personally experienced was everybody would get in their feelings as a result of being on a show, right? And obviously I can't compare to Skip and, Shannon or anything like that. That's a completely different conversation. But I'm going to tell you why I'm different. One of the things that I experienced was we would have the show and we would go head up and we would debate and all of this other type of stuff. We would clash, go back and forth and everything. And at the end of the show, when we would cut the cameras off, I didn't care. Like, if it wasn't about the content, I didn't care. Like, we can react back and forth. I'm going to do a reaction show the next day in order to continue to break it down and give the people my thoughts and all of that other type of stuff. But when it came to the content, and I would tell people all the time, like, yo, Stop worrying about the comments. Don't do all of this other type of stuff. They're going to say stuff about me. They're going to say stuff about you. They're going to have reactions. All of it is good content. That means we put on a phenomenal show. But so I would tell you almost every single person outside of Q, almost every single person was concerned about how they felt afterwards. So I get it. When I see that type of thing play out, I get it, because most people let their feelings or what happened interfere with what it is that's going on with the show and let it spill on outside of the show. They let that impact and then play a role in how it is that you're going to be able to continue or get to the bag and all of that. And I'm telling you, 99 times out of 100, there's going to be people that let their feelings or what happened on the show affect how it is that they move outside of the show. So most people can't handle content creation. Most people can't handle being in the public eye. They're going to let it affect them. They're going to lose sleep over it. They're going to go back and forth about it. They're going to let this internet and the content creation, they're going to fuck up the money. They let it happen they let other people start to infiltrate and play a role in what it is that you build in and all of that type of stuff. If you're not built for it, or they actually think that they built for it, but they really not. They really not. They really not. Now, I understand that certain things can be said, and it's like, okay, listen, you're not even really a part of this thing anyway. We can go ahead and let you go. You know what I'm saying? That was just wildly out of control or disrespectful or whatever. But let me tell you something. Regardless of whatever decision that we make on the show, off the show, when the cameras is off, I'm done. If it ain't affecting the money, if it ain't affecting the brand that we building, if it's not going in that direction, it doesn't matter to me. The content is more important than my feelings. And I'm willing to put my feelings aside in order to go and get to the best. I'll tell you this. I'll give you another example. Really quick example. We did the Houston show. Send me the email, y'all. Kojak, I just recently seen that too. We did the Houston show first because we did 2 shows with the whole of people. And obviously it's much different than the Bag Chasers. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. We did 2 shows. The first show we did in Houston, right? And I didn't make no money from that because it was all about taking care of everybody else. I'm going to be 100% transparent. As a matter of fact, I lost money on it because I paid for my own hotel, my own plane ticket, the whole 9 yards. Because I got standards, right? I got to ride first class and all of that. And so I'm willing to eat that. But in my opinion, based off of the professionalism of how things was carried out, it was not up to my standards. It was not up to my standards. I went over and above and beyond to try to save the show and everything like that. But it wasn't up to my standards. So then when we went back to the table and I said, listen, they wanted to do another show because they thought it was fun and all of this other type of stuff. We went back to the table and I said, nope, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing Atlanta. It's bad for how it is that I move professionally. I understand that when you add a lot of other different pieces into the mix, that things can go haywire or whatever, so on and so forth, but I'm not going to do it. And so we had to, they came over and, just being fully transparent. Courtney called me, yo, Anton, it ain't gonna be no show without you. Different people was having conversations. Hey man, why don't you show up? Whatever, so on and so forth. So I put how I felt because they said it's gonna go different or whatever. I put how I felt to the side in order to do the thing that was best for the group. I put my experience of what it is that I experienced, and to their credit, the Atlanta show was a much better experience than what the Houston show was, right? And Courtney did a phenomenal job. I'm 100% objective. Courtney did a phenomenal job as a planner to continue to help put the Atlanta show together, and it was a much, much better product. But my point that I'm making is that when it comes to doing a thing that's in the best interest of what it is that we have to put together, whether it's from a branding perspective or that money perspective or whatever, throw your ego away and start moving a little bit differently on what's in the best interest of the people. That's the whole point, all right? So let me read some of the super chats, and then we're going to continue with the show. Let's do that. Self-Made Forever says, Anton, check out Patrick Bet David reveals why big brands go woke and why it's a 17-minute video that explains the movie issue and why companies like Target and more are willing to take that big loss in money. I check it out. Send it to me because I'm not going to remember. So if y'all send it to me in an email, the best way to communicate with me is on email. And then I usually check everything out from there. J-Rock says, Anton, thanks for everything you do and all of the content. Thank you, J-Rock, for the 10 ball and continuing to support the platform. I appreciate you, J-Rock. AP313 says, are shareholders and their CEOs really in control, or is the ESG? A lot of people keep talking about the ESG score. The ESG score, a lot of it is based off of how marketable you are and all that other type of stuff. Who's allowing this in reference to Target? All right, so the CEO answers to the board, okay? The board is often instituted based off of the liquidity of the company and how much you have as shareholders on an individual level, especially representing the different companies that are invested in the brand, right? So the CEO answers to the board answers to the shareholders answers to the consumers, okay? Let me say that again. CEO has a boss. Just because you're the chief executive officer or the chief technology officer, you have a boss. They answer to the board. The board answers to the shareholders. The shareholders are the overwhelming majority of the people that own stock in the company. The shareholders then answer to the consumers. And so when you see the responses playing out, and a lot of times that ESG score came up as it relates to Adidas. If y'all want me to break that down, if y'all want me to go into ESG scores and whether or not companies are willing to go woke in order to be able to improve their ESG score, then I can go into that into another show. Hopefully, that's a part of the conversation that Patrick Bet David was having. But yeah, you can't just say shareholders. There's a lot of different layers in between that. All right. B says, you looking for somebody on a sports show? Send me an email at antondaniels413@gmail.com, and we can talk about the whole sports thing. Tony says, Shannon did an interview and said it himself. He lessened the blow and kept it super professional. Saw it yesterday. I'll have to send it to you. I appreciate that. Send that to me, big dog. Rob says, I'm going to continue hitting the snooze button on this woke culture. Flowers for Anton. You deserve your flowers, brother. Appreciate the gems you dropping. Thank you, my friend. And Tony says, I agree. It always comes back to the money. You said, I underestimated Skip. No, I think you're overestimating Shay Shay. He got some of his granny in him. Shannon Sharpe got his granny in him. Yo, that's some wild junk right there. Let's see what else we got. Chris says, I'm positive that Shannon has a production and a marketing company. If he decides to go the independent route, he will be just fine out here. We'll see. Time tells all. Time tells all. Make sure y'all hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let's continue to cook up. I appreciate you guys. I want to jump into the Candace Owens conversation. All right. So Candace Owens said the black community owes her an apology. Candace Owens says the black community owes her an apology. I want to get into this. Y'all sent me this over the weekend and I couldn't wait to break it down. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications. Candace Owens has largely been out of the loop. I haven't seen a whole lot from her, but y'all sent me to this and y'all asked me to break this down, so let's get into it. Make sure you hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel. Teach Hanley 30% off your first order plus a free gift. That link is in the description. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. That link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Let's rock out.
Happy birthday to me. Not really my birthday, but it feels like a birthday. I feel like I should be receiving presents and that somebody should be making me a cake because of this little update on Black Lives Matter. My friends, guess what? They are headed for insolvency after plunging $8.5 million into the red. Wow, what? How didn't they collect $90 million following the George Floyd. Who was it that was saying that it was a scam? I don't remember. Who was the girl that was saying
You are,
that BLM was
Candace.
definitely a scam?
That I don't support the Black Lives Matter movement whatsoever because the Black Lives Matter movement does not support me.
Hey, she brought up the receipts, though. Shout out to Jake Fever. I'm going to be reading that super chat and everybody that's supporting the platform shortly. She brought up the receipts, though. You can't hate on somebody that can bring up the receipts because a lot of times people forget what really happened 5 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
I think that a better title for that movement would be Black Deaths Matter. They seem to protest, they seem to rage, and they seem to ruin, and they seem to support violence when a black person dies. What about when a black person lives? There are tons of black people that are trying to better themselves in their community. There are tons of black people that are disadvantaged by the homes that they are born into and just not having money. These groups do not fund them. They will pay for somebody's funeral, but they will not pay for somebody's college education.
You say Black Lives Matter is what?
Is a political arm for the Democratic Party.
That has been co-opted.
Correct.
Patrisse Cullors continues to lie. Black Lives Matter continues to lie. $90 million, of which $21 million apparently went to, according to Black Lives Matter themselves, it went to building the black movement. Like, I don't even know what that means. $25 million going to building a black movement. Apparently, the black movement was Patrisse moving herself, a black woman moving herself into other areas of the communities of people that she...
Y'all got to give her credit. Y'all got to give her credit. Listen, a lot of people can say a lot of things about Candace Owens, about whether you like her, whether she's too aggressive. I see people in the chat saying she's giving Gabrielle Union vibes. I disagree with that wholeheartedly. I think that she is completely different in every single way from Gabrielle Union. I think that she's the complete opposite of Gabrielle Union. And as a matter of fact, Candace Owens is the type of woman that I would go for if I were single and she were single. She is literally the prototype for me. Candace Owens is the prototype for Anton from AntonDaniels.com. That is the type of woman that my mother would suggest that I get into a relationship with when I was much younger. So you can say whatever it is that you want to say about Candace Owens, but the one thing that you can't say about Candace Owens is that she has not been consistent, that she has not been standing 10 toes down, and that she was not absolutely right 100% of the time. And she's the one that blew the muffin top off of this bitch when it comes to Black Lives Matter. And a lot of black people was mad at her about it. Now they want to act like that they was a part of the movement, that they understood her, that they was on the same page as me and Candace. A lot of people say that I'm angling in order to get on Fox News one day. She is 100% right, and she has been consistent the entire time. That's a fact.
Claims are oppressing black Americans. She's fearful of white people. White people are so bad. Well, why doesn't she want to live amongst black people? Oh my God, it was me. It was actually me. I was saying that for years. And I got called an Uncle Tom. I got called a coon. I got called all sorts of things. I got called a bed wench. I got called someone that was tap dancing for the white man. And I think what they were really looking for was the phrase that Candace is more intelligent than me and wasn't going to fall for another race hustle. Because that's what Black Lives Matter always was, right? And people that are emotional,
we still got a lot of race
uneducated, respond to that, right? They respond to someone saying, the Klansmen are coming back if you don't vote for me. And then they run in the streets and they say, we got to protest Trump because this person tells me the Klansman is coming. But they don't even stop to think. This is what BLM did. They wanted the ultimate hustle, right? They said, okay, we got Trump in office. We've got the media telling everybody that he's aligned with David Duke and that he's literally Adolf Hitler. So now we're going to get the lowest denominator, which we believe to be black Americans, the dumbest people, the least educated people, which, by the way, factually speaking, when you take a look at the literacy rates in America, yeah, it's a bit of a problem. We're going to get those people, expect them to respond emotionally and follow us into the streets. And they can grab some handbags. What they'll get back is a few handbags, and then business owners will move out of their neighborhoods, and they'll be impoverished after they sell those handbags. But we're going to give them some fun. And black people just did it. I mean, it was just so dumb. It was embarrassing. It was foolish. I didn't care, not a single minute when I was called a name, because when you're right, you're right, okay? When you are right, you are right. And it pays to just wait and let time settle the dust. And boy, has time done just that. Financial disclosures obtained by the Washington Free Beacon show the perilous state of BLM Global Networks Foundation, which officially emerged in 2020 as a more formal way of structuring the civil rights movement. The civil rights movement. Scam. Yet despite the financial controversy and scrutiny, BLM continued to hire relatives of the founder, Patrisse Cullors, and several board members. Cullors' brother, Paul Cullors, set up 2 companies, which were paid $1.6 million, providing professional security services. Basically, Patrisse Cullors hired all her family, all her friends. She dispersed all of the money to them, and now they're going to leave BLM where it is, dead in the water, because it was never about anything other than hustling white people that feel guilty for being white. They're idiots. And
here's the thing about it. It's 2 things. Actually, it's 3 things to take away from this. Number 1, she's right. There's no better way to finesse the black community than to be a race hustler. Let me say it one more time. For those of y'all that are in the blackity black sphere that continue to try to push me to, there is no comment that I hate more that is so funny I don't even respond to it, is when people jump in the comments when I do a reaction video of the of what it is that one of your blackity blacks will say, whether it's Roland Martin or what's his name, Umar Johnson, or the other one, Boyce Watkins or something like that. And this is what they say to me. They say, I don't understand why you 2 brothers don't come together in order to build something. We not the same, good or bad. Whether you like him and you dislike me, or whether you like me and you dislike them. I'm not working with anybody that I don't believe has the best interest of the people at the forefront of what it is that they doing. You can get money. I'm an advocate for you getting money. But I'm not an advocate for people suffering in your wake after you leave, that there's actually nothing that comes along with it. Thank you, Jake. I'm going to be reading these super chats shortly. And so they say stuff like, why don't you work with these people? There is no, listen, 100 years from now, after all of the examples and the insight and the chat GBT and the artificial intelligence, you know what black people are going to be doing? Getting race hustled. 100 years from now, we all gonna be dead and gone, and they gonna have this live stream in order to reference. And you know what they're going to say? And they're gonna be looking at it in 2 million K, right? 2 million K pixels across the devices and screen, handheld. They'll probably have implants inside of their head and all of this other type of stuff, something like Black Mirror. And you know what they're gonna be doing? You know what black people gonna be doing? Still forming diversity, equity, and inclusion, and still getting race hustled. If you want to get rich quick, not if you want to get rich slow, if you want to get rich slower, if you want to do the thing that's in your best interest, if you're not looking to go to jail, if you're looking to build a good network, if you're looking to have great conversations, then come on over to the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. If you want to get rich quick, because I don't have no shortcuts for you. I'm going to kick your ass. I'm going to push you hard. I'm going to make sure that you do the thing that's in your own best interest. I'm going to hold you accountable. I'm going to make sure that you got the character to go along with the growth, all of that, right? But if you want to get rich quick, let me give you the blueprint. Hustle black people based off of race. Hustle white people based off of them feeling guilty. And then get the bag, finesse it, buy a bunch of houses and cars, hire your brother like Patrisse Cullors did in order to continue to bust down that Black Lives Matters bag and continue to keep it moving. You can even go all the way. You can get you a dashiki. You can say you a black Hebrew Israelite. You can get you some fringes from the bottom of your shirt. Say that you're going to save the community. Go and build a school or some shit like that, or something that ain't actually going to help nobody. And then get you some bags. If you want to get rich quick, all you got to do is say that you pro-black. You ain't got to be pro-black. You ain't got to be married. You ain't got to marry a black woman. You ain't got to actually have no black children that you're taking care of within your household. You ain't got to actually have no black employees. You ain't got to do nothing. All you got to do is say, I am for black people. I am about to do this. Make sure that you do this for me. And then somehow I'm going to fix the community. And then you don't actually get anything from anybody, right? You don't get more information. It's no different than the church. It's no different than the church. You don't get any information that allows for you to actually be a better version of yourself. You don't get any insight on how you can improve your relationships, how you can keep your household together. They just gonna say, I'm holding you accountable for being with snow bunnies. You don't have to have no results. You don't got to be married. You don't have to actually have no employees. You don't have to have any businesses. You don't have to have nothing. You don't have any information to be able to help people financially. Don't even have any information to help yourself. But the only thing you have to do is say that you're pro-black, and people will love you for it. The companies will feel bad. They will donate to your organization until we find the next organization. NAACP don't actually do shit for anybody. Y'all want to have a conversation? Let's be real. Y'all want to get into the thick of things? Let's really get down to the thick of things. You don't have to do anything for black people in order for them to make sure that they support you other than say that you pro-black. That's it. That's it. You don't even have to finish whatever school that you're saying you're going to build. Just continue to show progress over the next 30 years. The initial people that thought that they was going to send their kids to your school, their kids is grown now. We don't have to worry about it anymore. Every person on the internet, hold on, let me be clear. I ain't even talking about the big ones. I'm not even talking about Umar Johnson. It's just the first thing that come to my head because he's probably the most visible of it. Let me be clear. Most of these people that's in the same space as us, that held me accountable, they don't actually do anything. As a matter of fact, let me give you a little bit more insight. Most of them, overwhelming majority of them, practically all of them are not even married to anybody that is of the same race as them. They don't even participate in the thing that they cite the data and the statistics for, which is keeping all of the wealth and having it circulate in the black community by actually marrying the person that you lay next to. If you ask them what it takes in order to be pro-black, they all have a different answer of whether or not you even got to marry somebody that's black to be pro. But all you got to do is tap into that feeling and that emotion, and then you're going to absolutely get them on your side. That's it. That's it.
Black people that are stupid and are so invested in their race that they suspend logical thinking. Also, idiots. And I don't feel bad for either of these people. So if you donated to Black Lives Matter because you were feeling white and guilty, or you're feeling black and stupid, I just don't care. You got what you deserved. So go on, Patrice, with your big bad self. Enjoy those millionaire houses. Invite me over. Invite me over, Patrice. Let's hang out. Okay, speaking of BLM and individuals that are low IQ, who, of course, end up being the most racist individuals in society and also the most violent individuals in society, because when you don't have any intellect, it's very easy to impart your emotions at all times, and your emotions will spiral, and you become physically violent because you don't know how to communicate, you don't know how to rationalize. Well, that was my verdict instantly regarding the adjunct professor at Hunter College yesterday. We showed you who went up to... We don't need to get into this.
We got it. Thank you, Candace. I think that you're absolutely right. We all know that black people will never apologize or whatever. They will never come back and say that they were wrong. We know this. Let me read Super Chats because it's something else I want to address really quickly. I do want to address something else really quickly that was not a part of the show. But before I do so, I got to get to the Super Chats because I always got to get to the people that support me the most. Chris J says 90 million and you went bankrupt, bona fide scam artist. Jake Fever in the building says, for four things Patrice put her family on. She looked out. Jake is like, yo, even if it's a finesse, as long as we get into it. Jake, no. If we're going to be bag chasers, then we got to do it the right way. You can't finesse the people, but the people got what they deserve. Y'all gave the Black Lives Matters. Y'all got a little t-shirt. Good luck with that. Corey Williams says, what's up, Brody? New bag chaser. Shout out to all of the new Patreon members. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Says, and longtime listener, is it inhumane for me to say if women get government funds, it will be mandatory to get birth prevention shots? I don't think it's inhumane. I think it's reasonable. I think that you're one of the most reasonable people that super chatted today to say it's not inhumane. If you are on government assistance, you should not be having children. We'll get to that shortly. Shout out to Corey Williams. I appreciate you. Radio Blip Mode says, yo, Anton, I got 5 on that Dr. Umar Johnson school building fund. Noah's Ark didn't take this long to build. Y'all think I should give to Umar Johnson's building fund? Think he would appreciate me? How much do y'all think I should give? I'm going to put a poll up tomorrow morning in the beginning of the show. Make sure y'all tap in the beginning of the show tomorrow morning, okay? I'm going to put a poll up, and I want y'all to tell me if I should donate to Umar Johnson School. All right? I will hit the Cash App. If y'all tell me to hit the Cash App, how much? I just pulled a bunch of money out. I have no problem hitting the Cash App. How much it is? How much it, you know I don't do no 20s. I'm reading Super Chat. How much it is do we want? One, y'all said $1. Y'all got to let me give a little bit more than that. How much it is should I tap in and hit Umar Johnson with as far as with the Cash App? What? How much? Which one? 10 bands? I offered him a bunch of money to show up on the show. I promise you I offered him a bunch of money to show up on the show. I offered him a bunch of money to show up on the show yesterday, and he did not show up. He did not show up. How much money should I give? Hit the Cash App. Our street says $2K. No, 50 cents, 4,000. Y'all not even reasonable right now. It's so far. It's so $10,000, $148. Obama's $3 bill, $20. Take that and remove 90 from a yo, wow. 500? 500? All right. We'll figure that out. All right. Let me get to couple more super chats. King James said, well, I'm going to get to the King James one first in a second. My girl was nearby when I had my coaching call last week. Fast forward to Saturday, I pointed Anton and Rita out to her on the jumbo screen at LCA, and she understands what type of time I'm on now. Hey, shout out to your girl by understanding what type of time we on. Shout out to your girl for understanding Persevere Data TV. Thank you for the 50 ball and always supporting the platform. Shout out to your girl for understanding the type of time that we on over here. Listen, and y'all know me. When I was at the fight, I'm row one. I am row one. I am nothing but row one at the fight. Okay? If you see me on the screen, I'm gonna be right here in row one. All right. King James says, well, I'm gonna get to King James in a minute. Let me read this other super chat really quickly. Get Out Your Feelings says $1,000 for the Black Queens Forever, Snow Bunnies Never Memorial Locker Room. Y'all want me to donate $1K over to Umar Johnson? I think $2K is too much because he wouldn't even show up for an interview. I wasn't even gonna debate him or nothing. I was just gonna, I will give, because I can't say how much it was gonna cost me. I will go over and above. I will offer Dr. Umar Johnson the best suite, the presidential suite. I will offer him drivers, food, all of that, and $5,000, maybe $10,000. I give him $5,000 in order to show up and just have a 2-hour conversation. I give him $5,000. How about that? That's my offer. King James says, Denia Jackson is selling courses for trauma healing. One-on-one calls for $5,000 a pop. That's how much y'all getting? $5,000 a pop? Hold on. I'm going to read the super chat shortly. I got to see what the hell is happening out here in these streets. Where's that at? Because I don't want to take y'all word for it. Denia. We got to Google that. We got to Google this. I ain't about to just take y'all word for it. We got to Google this. Denia Jackson. All right. We got to figure this out, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not taking y'all word for it. Denia Jackson on Instagram. Reading super chat shortly. Hold on, let me see something. All right, Denia Jackson on Instagram. Is that the link in her bio? Let me see. Well, first, let me scroll down and see what's happening out here in these streets. Oh, snap. She with the Tigers and stuff now? I see you, Denia. You done came up. Came up, getting that money, chilling with the Tigers. She said the perception most people have is begin healing in 2021. However, the reality is that I began the healing process in 2017 when I decided to get 3 therapists. In December 2019, went to Thailand for 10 days with my mom and best friend. And she goes on, took this picture in the with the Tigers. All right, cool. Let me go into this link tree she got going on down here. Listen, she looked glowed up for that interview, but it looked I don't know, man. These people, they be looking homely, man. They be looking homely. It's like they can't get away from that homely look. What is this for? Insults are hurled at me every day, no matter what I do or how I do it. Peter 1:14. And she got her facial and all of that. Reclaiming Denia means that I'm incomplete in Jesus Christ. All right, cool. So she got her, sometimes she look glowed up, sometimes she look a little homely. Cool. Is she out here preaching? All right. Enough is enough. I want to see what's happening out here in these streets. Booking requests. Perfect blend of fashion and healing. No. Perfect blend of fashioning, healing as you step into your new season. All right. So she's selling her fashion. I ain't tripping off that. The name of it is called Holy Girl. Holy Girl Fashion for something. I don't know. But the name of it is called Holy Girl that she's selling out here in these streets. All right, listen. Get your money on the Holy Girl stuff. I'm not tripping about that. A Holy Girl fashion box. That's what it's called. The Holy Girl fashion box. Denia Jackson's fashion box. All right. And booking requests. Hey. Where are y'all seeing this at? Where are y'all seeing this stuff at where she's actually... I don't see it. I don't see anything that she's actually promoting to where she's giving out. I don't see anything, y'all. I don't see anything where she's giving out coaching. Let me see. Maybe I can play it out this way. Coaching. Coaching, shade room coaching. All right, so let's go to Boss It, see if they can get the link. It's their website. Oh, this is where it is. Woo! All right, shout out to y'all for giving me the link to her website. All right, so this is at Denia Jackson's school at Teachable. Okay, so this is on Teachable. Let me play the video.
When you join Healed Infidelity Recovery Bootcamp, you get raw, real, and honest discussion, Bible study, and guidance on how to heal from your trauma. One of the courses is called let's be real. I'll bust the windows out of your car. And here's what one student has to say about it.
The name of the course is Let's Be Real. I'll bust the windows out of your car. You definitely felt this lesson. Working on my list right now. That's what one student had to say about it. Okay. All right. I can't criticize the course because I haven't taken it, but I'm just observing it.
When you join Healed, you'll learn how to overcome the deep-seated pain caused by infidelity and being haunted and provoked to anger by the affair partner, along with the secret disgust that you have for your partner. I help people who are looking for clarity on whether or not they should leave or stay in their marriage, and they are suffering from silent pain that infidelity is causing without fearing what their partner will.
So she says she helps people better determine, and I'm paraphrasing here because I'm a C student. She helps people better determine whether or not they should leave their marriage due to infidelity based off, I guess, her own life experiences. That's what I'm observing.
Think, say, or do as they heal from the silent pain that unfaithfulness causes. Get a 3-day free trial when you enroll today. Let's heal God's way.
Who helped her start this? So where do y'all see prices at? So for the Infidelity Recovery Boot Camp, 40 days and nights of healing, it is $1,000, basically almost $1,000. Oh no. Oh no. In-depth Bible studies if you want private sessions. Let's see. Whoa, Jack. All right. So if you want the Infidelity Recovering Boot Camp, it's 2 payments of $500. Infidelity Recovery Boot Camp plus one-on-one coaching. Then that is $3,500. $3,500. Now, listen, I can't knock the hustle. Apparently, she's figured out a way to be able to monetize in order to continue to do whatever it is that she's doing. So I don't have any. Oh, no. 2 payments. 2 payments. So it's $7,000. Wow. Wow. That's impressive. 2 payments of, now I know I'm a sleep student, but let me just put this up. 2 payments of $3,500. I think it's safe to say that I'm never going to probably be able to get her booked for a one-on-one session. If you just want the coaching, profit from your pain, the one-on-one coaching, then you can get it for $5,000. Man. Is this now I can't have any comment on it because I haven't. Let me see. First section, introduction, first step to healing from your infidelity. Let's be real. I'll bust the windows out your car. Who hurt you? Uncovering forgiveness. The power of forgiveness. Now I can't criticize the course, right? And I would never criticize the course simply because I'm not looking to heal from my infidelity. However, I will say that is a steep hustle. What I'm asking is, I already know the answer to my question, and I'm going to read your super chat shortly. I'm really underpricing how it is that I'm going about doing and the value that I'm adding into the people's lives and creating a network and allowing and coming out and meeting y'all for free and all of this other type of stuff. I'm really underpricing myself. Because if Denia Jackson can charge $7,000, in order to give you a course and to teach you, I am in the wrong business. I need to get my courses up because I am in the wrong business. I'm giving away millions of dollars a game for a minimal amount of money. Azriel says, Anton, you add a lot of value. This woman is committing robbery. Well, I don't have any criticism whatsoever, because who knows? Maybe her course is awesome and she actually gets you through it. We don't know that. I can't make that assessment. All I know is I am severely undercharging. If she can charge 7, I can charge 10. At least I could charge 10 bands. And y'all be complaining about paying $15 for your little Patreon membership. Some of y'all only paying $9. Some of y'all are paying $9. And I be traveling to y'all cities, flying to y'all, kicking it with y'all and all of this other type of stuff. And Denia Jackson and Derek Jackson is out here working together. Both of them. Buy the book, buy the course. Go to the meeting, pay money. I am in the wrong business. I am hustling backwards. I'm up here spending my own money, funding y'all businesses, giving y'all seed money, doing Patreon meetups, doing exclusives, webinars, bringing in special guests, giving y'all exclusive content and all of this shit on a regular basis. And some of y'all getting it for $9 because you got in early. Some of y'all getting it for $9. And y'all be sitting here talking about, I'm going to join the Patreon. Man, if y'all over here giving Derek Jackson, y'all buying they fucking books. Man, I went out to California. Gas was like $5-something, $6-something a gallon. You know what I'm saying? Azriel is an early adopter. I met Azriel about at least a good 3 or 4, probably about 5 times. I done flew out to y'all cities. Man, I'm about to raise the price. I honestly, after seeing that, because I kept the prices intact because of inflation. I'm gonna be absolutely honest with you. A lot of y'all know that I adjust my pricing year over year according to inflation. And I'm up here I done had the prices the same way since I done started the Patreon. I ain't even raised the rent on my tenants. I haven't even raised the rent. Let me call my tenants real quick. See if they should raise the rent. Y'all know Anton like to do the receipts. Man, she not even. I got a new number now.
Your call has been forwarded.
This is a new number. I forgot I changed my number.
Your call has been forwarded.
Let me see if I can call from my other number. I got a new number. I forgot I changed my number. Let me see if I can call him. I'll call another tenant. I might have to raise the rents. I'll call another one. I might have to raise the prices on everything. Inflation is going up. I'll read the super chat shortly. And they white people?
Hi, you reached.
I might have to call another tenant. This is Anton. We got to raise the prices. I might have to raise the prices. I might have to raise the prices on tenants. I might have to raise the prices on Patreon, something. Because if they can be out here getting these type of bags for what it is that they doing, what the fuck am I doing? I have not raised my prices on anything. Not even coaching calls. My coaching calls, I don't even make no money from my coaching calls. Listen. I'm not, all right, look. This is what we gonna do. I'm not gonna raise the prices. Under one circumstance or under one condition. My price is gonna stay the same for the bag chasers, for the coaching calls, for my tenants all the way across the board, under one condition, that y'all do what y'all supposed to do. Use the content to level up, become the best version of yourself, and then make sure that you do the thing that's in your own best interest. That's how you pay me back. That's how you pay me back. For all of the meetups, flying to y'all cities, funding y'all businesses, I'll keep it the same. I'm going to just freeze it. It's just going to stay the same. I actually give y'all seed money to start y'all own businesses. And I have people out here sitting here going back and forth with me about what it is that I'm doing for the community. I give you money to start your own businesses with receipts. Y'all know everything about me. Y'all know my life, my wife. You know what I make on my regular job. You see my W-2s. You see my brokerage accounts, my bank accounts. You know what I make on YouTube. You see my wires. You see everything. Come on. Y'all don't have no excuses on how it is that you need to be leveraging this information in order to level up. If y'all don't watch the video that I dropped today inside of the Patreon, let me say it one more time. If y'all don't watch this video that I dropped today inside of the Patreon, me and y'all gonna have some problems. We gonna have some problems. It's gonna be some furniture moving in this bitch. All right, so it's gonna be a great week. I think we're gonna have some phenomenal shows lined up. Make sure y'all tune into the show tonight on the Anton Daniels channel. It's gonna be awesome. I am going to be on there. I'm gonna show up. You know I'm gonna do what I do. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all continue to do the thing that's in your best interest, because I don't want to be rich by myself. All right. I need you to do me one more favor before we get up out of here. Hold on. Wait. Let me read the super chats. I don't want to forget to do the super chats. Shout out to Miss Tamarez with the 5 ball. I appreciate you. Cliff Williams says, question, Anton, you've read the whole Bible 7 times back to back. Sirach, the Book of Wisdom, for the Dukes of my Maccabees 1 and 2, etc. I don't know what you're saying right there, Cliff. You're gonna have to give me a call and give me more insight. Tia Marie says, offer Umar your general contractor. Heck no, he too expensive. Chris says, for $5,000, a tiger should have ate her. She tripping. She met with Master P. Product outweighs talent. That's what Master P often say, ain't it? Shout out to the electrician 480 says, salute Anton. I just bust down another bag electrical contract, heading into work, UAW plan, and bust down another bag. See you on Friday, big dog, at the comedy show. Peace and prosperity. Shout out to electrician 480. Somebody said ain't nobody answering the landlord's calls. Shout out to electrician 480 for busting down that bag and all of my bag chasers. Pass a love offering says Brock, she gonna make a lot of money. Time out says, but Anton, you can charge that payment to a firm. No, we don't do none of that. We don't do no financing, no nothing over here. We just continue to run it up. Jake Fever says, them cheeks got to come with that price. You ain't lying. I got to get some sucky for $7,000. 7 bands? It's going to be a coaching session for you because we going to work that out. John Doe says, hear me out. What if Derek Jackson is the mastermind behind the infidelity boot camp? I wouldn't doubt it. Think about it. Tasha K exposed him and forced him to pivot his hustle. I would not doubt it at all. King James 93 says, had to go to work for a second. What I miss? Nothing. Make sure you restream the live stream, big dog. D. Morris says the Nia Jackson put God first on that hustle. In the name of Jesus. Yeah. Steve-O Speaks says, look up Edward G. Griffin, and then you'll get a thorough understanding of how communism influenced black culture to where it is today. Send me that, Steve. I appreciate it. Anton Daniels 413@gmail.com. Chris J says, great, thanks to undressed cat food named Danae Jackson. Now Anton finna charge a bag to go to the meetup. God damn it. Nah, we gonna keep the name. We gonna keep the price what it is. It's free. Anytime I come to y'all city, if y'all are part of the Patreon, I never charge anybody. We just come out, we have a party, we have a good time, and we make it happen. We have a really, really phenomenal time. Billanico says, up them prices, big dog. Shout out to Billanico. Make sure you go and get his products on his website, Billanico. Messy Mathematician says, Derek Jackson needs to be getting a cut of that Holy Girls Infidelity course, especially since it looks like it's his idea. Woo! Hashtag Derek taught her. That would be a dope hashtag. Shout out to the Messy Mathematician. You are so pretty. So pretty. Tia Marie says, or you can just pretend to cheat on Rita and secretly be behind her marketing course called Surviving Anton. Hey. I need Tia on my marketing team ASAP. It looks like she knows how to get a bag. Messy Mathematician says, come on, Anton. Ain't nobody answering their landlord's calls. I know I don't. Great content, great consistency. I have a great relationship with my tenants. I have a phenomenal relationship with my tenants. Messy Mathematician. Shout out to my girl, Anya Bracy, one of the people that I met in New York. I loved her. One of my awesome white women. One of my awesome white women bag chasers. Shout out to Anya Bracy. Says, I wanted to wish a very happy birthday to my husband, Sharon. Shout out to Sharon. We working, we getting it. Shout out to Sharon. I love you, big dog. I seen you on the panel this weekend. Your wife loves you. Anya, you so awesome. And Rita was just talking about you the other day too. So shout out to my girl Anya. Aaron is in the building, says these finals is heating up. Absolutely. Listen, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. You know I'm not going to go without reading every single super chat because I appreciate y'all adding value into my life and y'all showing up each and every morning. We doing it again all week. But before y'all do that, I need y'all to do me one more favor before we get up out of here. Make sure that you guys share this with your family and friends. We don't want to be rich by ourselves. I love you. I appreciate you. You guys are absolutely awesome. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. And tune into the show tonight on the Anton Daniels channel. I love y'all. I'm going to talk to y'all later. And yes, you are pretty messy. Peace. Hold on. Before we get out of here, I got him calling me back. Jay, what up?
What's happening, my friend? How are you?
Doing well. Hey, listen, did you have this number locked in your phone?
I did not. It came up random.
Okay, yeah, I got a new number because my other number had hit the internet, so I had to change my number.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. So I was just giving you this locked in. Is everything good?
Everything's good, man. It's been hot, but yeah, everything's good.
Okay, just wanted to check in with y'all. I hadn't seen y'all in a while. I'm guessing that everything is going well. Y'all need anything at the property or anything?
No, we're good, man. No news is good news, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Hey,
What's up?
I have not raised the price on y'all at all.
I know. I appreciate that.
And I don't plan to. But I was just thinking because, like, are y'all cool with everything? Are y'all happy? I just want to make sure that y'all cool.
Oh man, we're always happy. The kids are love it. You know, we've been back and forth so many times. What is this, like 6 years? Going on 7 years, man. It's crazy.
Have y'all been renting from me for 7 years?
Yeah, time flies. Sabrina went her entire high school and she's in her third year of college. So yeah, that's 7 years already.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
I'm never raising the prices on you guys.
You know, I mean, obviously, you know, it's a great investment for you guys, and we just been back and forth, but you know, the market's crazy. The kids love it. Tatiana loves it, and you know, we like the neighborhood. I mean, for what it is. So personally, I like to be out in the middle of nowhere, but if if I can't be out in the middle of nowhere right now, like where we are is good.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're all good. Everything's good.
All right. Well, lock this number in, and then if you guys need anything,
for
because
sure.
I had forgot to send you my new number once I had changed it or whatever.
Yep.
But
Yep. Yeah. It came
I didn't
up,
know that it had been 6 or 7 years.
Yeah, dude, we're going on 7 years, I think.
Yeah, I can't. I'm never gonna raise the prices on you guys.
Yeah,
So.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, you guys are the best. So
No, you're the best.
when we gonna party, man? Because you guys have made some
dude,
changes.
Dude, I haven't had a second to party. I've been working my ass off, and man, I don't know. I cleared out the garage because then I filled it up full of stuff,
Mhm.
and then I cleared it out, and then it's filled up again. And it's like, man, I don't have time to sit or do nothing. But I'm thinking in like 2 weeks, I'm gonna slow down a little bit, and you guys come over and have some drinks.
All right, man. Well, let me know. We around. So
For sure, you guys are local.
yeah, absolutely.
So
All right,
how's
my
everything with
friend.
you guys?
Well, let me know if you let me. Yeah, everything is great with me. I'm just trying to. I work my ass off all the time. So
Yeah, you're every day I'm hustling, just like me, man.
yeah.
So
All right, my friend. Well, give Tatiana my blessings and saying
Absolutely.
that everything's good, and let her know. Well, you got my number, so you can share with her if you need
I'm
to.
gonna share it with her real quick. So
All right, cool. All right, thanks, my friend.
appreciate it, buddy. Have a great day.
All right, bye. I didn't even realize that they've been renting from me for 7 years, yo. That's crazy. When I tell y'all that my tenants never move out, yes, this is a white man. I have white people inside of my properties. Listen, I am a good dude. I have never raised the rents, never, ever raised the rents on my tenants, ever. In 7 years, I have never raised the rents on my tenants. And when I tell y'all inside of the Patreon, a lot of y'all don't get to see this of the conversations that we have inside of the Patreon. When I tell y'all inside of the Patreon that, and I give y'all the tips. So I give y'all the tips on how it is that you can vet effectively, the type of people that you need to look for as far as your tenants inside of your properties, all of that type of stuff. I don't want to talk about it here. When I give y'all this stuff, I'm telling you, you will not have turnover inside of your properties. If you they have went through their entire high school, middle school, all of that, and they still loving it. Anyways, more conversations to have inside of the Patreon. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. We're going to continue to do the work. We don't worry about what everybody else talking about. We just continue to do the things that we've been doing for a long time that adds the most value to the most people possible. We keep the prices low on our properties. We keep the prices phenomenal inside of the bag chasers. And then not only that, hopefully I can add as much value into your life as you guys add into my life. I love you. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.